So recording's on, okay. Okay, I'm Nicolas David Ngan of the Centre for Conscious Ascension, and I'd like to welcome you to this webinar about how to help others transmute their karma into their gifts of service. So what I'd like to do is, because it's a small group, is just like to hear from you guys what you'd like from this, because some of you may have read the book, Your Soul Contract Decoded. Some of you may be brand new to this. Some may have a lot of knowledge. So just so I can get a feel, and it'll set the energy for the webinar. So anyone may start, whether you've got the mic, whether you're on the screen or not. Or you can just send me a chat message as well, and I can read them out if you don't want to show yourself, and that's fine as well. Okay. Actually, Joanna, do you want to go first? You seem pretty keen, so go for it.
Yes, I'm very excited to be here. I actually met your friend online, Barbara.
Barbara Amalia Schaefer-Berdner.
Yes, and I have read your book. I'm very excited to be here because it's really gave me a grounded perspective of, because I'm so fascinated with numbers, numerology, and the figures and symbols. And reading your book has really allowed me to realize that. Allowed me to find more tangible means of bringing this kind of awareness to myself, and which I hope to share with others. So I'm just excited to be here to listen to you talk and teach us more about what you do.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, PJ, you wanted to go next.
Hi, everyone. I'm new to all this experience, but like Joanna said, I'm fascinated with the numerology, the symbology that I found in the reading that I did for myself. And I'm curious, on this webinar, are you going to be talking about the physical karma and spiritual karma sections?
I'll explain basically how it works. Yeah, I can do that for you. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, PJ. Chrissy, do you want to say hi?
Oh, hi. So I've done a few of these webinars with you.
Yep.
I can't remember if it was last year or this year, but I've been super busy, and I just saw this and I just thought, oh, I need to sort of pick this all back up again. Yep. And yeah, I mean, you know, I'm still thinking of doing the training as well. So I just thought, oh, this is a good way to
getting to know our archetypes.
Oh, hang on, we're getting some. Okay, so
that's fine. That's basically it. That's basically
feedback there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see what we can do. All right, thank you for that.
Thank you,
Michelle.
Yeah, so I had a soul contract reading with Nicolas, and
that's right.
I'm looking forward to the divine healing training on Friday, which I'm doing. Yeah, anything to do with this work just really interests me. I'm just really fascinated by it all, really. Just resounds with me. I'm really interested in this particular webinar because I'm really looking at the moment to find how I should be helping people. And I really don't know what that is. It's hard to conceptualize, it's hard to verbalize it, but yeah, I'm just looking to answers, and yeah, any help or any ideas about how to, and also to not be so alone in this whole ascension process. I find it pretty isolating and difficult to connect with people. So yeah, I just took the chance and came on here, signed up.
Oh, well, you're doing some good connecting now, Michelle. So
yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Angela. Yeah, okay, yeah, there you go. I can't actually hear you. I think it's your physical headset. Was it plugged in properly?
Take this off.
Now I can hear you. Yeah.
Skipping back into your book. And every time I do, I'm going layer and layer down. And all the pieces are starting to join up in my mind. And
Yeah.
I just want to know more. I need to know the whole picture and not just bits of it. And I just find it so intriguing. And your knowledge is just phenomenal in terms of this work. And I just want to go deeper.
Oh, you're in the right place. So, okay. Thank you. Does anyone else who's not on the video want to speak? You just switch your microphone on if you want to speak. Just say your name and unmute bottom left, and then say your name, and then chat, or it's up to you. Or put something on the actual webinar chat at the bottom. It's a little chat icon. It's up to you really. Just it gives me a better feel for what you guys need, and I can shape the webinar accordingly.
Hi, this is Joanne. I'm interested in numerology. I've read your book, most of your book, and so resonates with me. It's actually confirmed what I had a good sense of, and yeah. I'm fascinated by this. I actually want to take your course. You're starting a course soon, so that's why I thought it would be great to participate in some webinar and get a good feel for it. But already, I'm really. It resonates with me so much.
Okay, thank you, Joanne. All right. Anyone else want to share why they're here, what they need from the webinar? Because it's your webinar, guys. So I've made a good start there. Just unmute or send a chat message to me. You don't have to. You don't want to. Just an invitation. Okay. All right. I will. When I'm looking away, I'm just looking at my other big screen, so I'm keeping an eye on the chat here. Okay. Yeah, it's fine, Michelle. If you need to go early, it's fine. Totally understood. I will email you all the recording anyway, so you won't miss anything. Because all right. So let me share the screen here. Oh yeah, Joanne. Yeah, you're asking. The course starts on the 25th of October and runs to the 29th. It's 5 days. You've asked me here. It runs 12:30 to 8:30 p.m. UK time, and then it would run. Hang on, what's happened to my screen here? Just trying to get this. 12:30 to 8:30 p.m. UK time. So there's 7:30 to 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. For the North Americans, 4:30 to a.m. Pacific until 12:30 p.m. Pacific. We have to balance between California all the way up to the Eastern Bloc. So it finishes in Europe at 9:30. So it's optimized for the Western Hemisphere, basically, the course. If you're interested, we do it on Zoom like this. So you can just do it from the comfort of home. And you'll have people from all over the world will come on it. So let's talk about it, shall we? And you have to attend live. It's not an information course. Another question here. I'll just unshare this for the moment. It's a live transmission. Okay. It's not a course where you just listen to information, try to remember it all. It's a course which activates you into the energy of the soul contract work. And you become the work in the course. That's why you have to attend live. Okay. I'll say more about that later. Okay. So back to this. So how do we help others transmute their karma into their gifts of service? This is what this is all about. I was a struggling human being for a very long time. Definitely turning away from my biggest karmic patterns here, which were feeling shy, not good enough, unworthy, feeling very much like a victim of life. And my life was very stuck, pretty unpleasant. Things weren't going well personally and professionally. I had no idea what I was doing in life. And then in 1990, I walked into a hotel room in Phoenix, Arizona, and met Frank Alpa. I'd already met him in a workshop, but I walked into a hotel room partway through a workshop called the Carousel of Growth, and he gave me a soul contract reading on a spiritual numerology and Moses meeting reading, as he called them. So he gave me my spiritual map of life, and he showed me how all the disparate, crazy pieces of my life all made sense. But most importantly, he gave me the map, which showed me how to overcome these guys. Okay, and I've been using that ever since, for the past 27 years, and it's totally transformed my life. And that 1 hour was just so powerful. It sort of burned into my brain, that 1 hour. And because it was so much, sort of resonated so much to me, the truth of it and the absolute truth of it and the structure of it. Someone was actually telling me everything I needed to know. I always felt someone hadn't told me everything. I thought, my feeling was, I have to take this out to the world. And I was on my way to England, but I was doing some courses with Frank on the way there. So I brought this work to England and spent, it's about 50 man years of development now with everyone else involved with this. And developed this and expanded it with lots of clinical experience with our mirror. He used to run the Centre for Conscious Ascension with me to help as many people as possible overcome their karmic challenges, because I realized how challenging life was for pretty much most people embodied here on Earth. And if we could just get this out to as many people as possible, and that will make life easier for everyone, and people can live a more fulfilling life, and deliver their gifts of service to the world. That feeling that we all have as light workers, that something special to deliver to the world, and I'm not quite sure what it is, but I'm going to go and find it. That thing which becomes the underlying drive, especially once you get your mid-late 30s, you've got to find that and deliver it to the world. And it's usually not in your job, not in your personal relationships, it's somewhere out there. So the idea of this week is to help you guys, if you decide to learn more about this work, to help others identify their karmic patterns and transmute them. Okay, because that's knowing what's there is half the battle. But actually, if you can transmute them consciously, then life can really happen for somebody, and they can get to that stage. Because getting back to one of the questions here, our karma contains our gift of service. The biggest challenges that we face contain our gift of service, which is a paradox, because we turn away from the hard stuff in life. I turned away from my disempowerment and unworthiness, but actually the law of attraction basically has two parts to it. Someone else has just arrived. Yeah, we have the law of attraction, we have the law of opposites. So I was attracting experiences of feeling unworthy and of being victimized a lot. But what I learned through using this work is that I had to turn feeling unworthy into being worthy to actually teach, write the book, You Also Contract Decoded. And my disempowerment I had to turn to coming into my power, even bigger challenge, so then I could empower others like you guys, so you could go out there and make a difference in the world. So I've been claiming this for 27 years, this gift of service, by consciously working on my karma. And that's both in the physical and spiritual aspects of your soul contract. So the very place we don't want to look at, in this workshop, in the training of for soul contract reading, I teach you how to help people engage, identify and help people engage with their karma so they can discover this, that very special thing that they're looking for, and hold space so you can take them all the way through, teach you how to do that. Okay, this is one of the biggest secrets of life, actually. All the things you avoid are the things you need to get into. So training as a soul contract reader, I think quite a few of you are interested, basically helps you decode the secrets of the blueprint of life hidden within the birth certificate name of spiritual seekers. It's the 2 to 3% of the population who are here voluntarily. We come here to actually, I count myself as one of them, to raise the consciousness of the majority of the population on Earth. And many are sent, but only a few actually really manage to awaken out of the 2 to 3%. And the purpose of this tool is to awaken as many spiritual seekers as possible so they can get on their mission. Because once you know what you're here to do, you can drop 80% of what you're doing, because most of it is not getting you very far, and focus on the 20% of things that matter. And the soul contract work, or I call it the spiritual map of life, empowers people, spiritual seekers, to overcome their karma. That's the first thing. Express more of their talents, achieve their goals, and most importantly, if you work through all of this, manifest their soul purpose, their real reason for coming here, and manifest the dreams which we all have and which are very challenging to attain at times. But if you work at it enough consciously, it can actually happen, from my own experience. But it does take time. It does take time. So for those of you who are fresh to this, here's how we decode someone's birth certificate name using the Star of David. There's 2 triangles, and this is familiar to some of you, but I'll just go over it briefly. We take someone's birth certificate name and we analyze it using the Star of David, and these 2 big triangles, the physical one and the spiritual one. And this physical one represents the creation of a conscious personality expression, which is brand new each lifetime. We as personalities have not existed before, but the soul has, with many other personalities in other time and at other times. So we need to form a personality and then to walk and talk, get conditional responses, get up and running in life. And between the ages of 35 and 42 or earlier, we make a transition from this physical triangle to the spiritual triangle, which is the real mission here. This is why we get the spiritual crisis or midlife crisis, or spiritual awakening, where we question everything in our life, our relationships, job, careers, where we live, etc. I used to sit in a glass box on top of a very big tower in London, in the city, the financial district, up to the age of 37. And then one day a cloud went by, about 200 foot long, the only cloud in a blue sky day, which looked like an angel. And then it got my attention. I thought, what's going on here? And then a month or 2 later, I was on holiday, and I woke up one morning in this at a spiritual retreat in the Sierra Nevadas in Spain, and I realized I can't do this anymore. I had to step out of my physical triangle into my spiritual triangle. I had to step out of the 3D corporate world, and I left about 6 months later to set up this business because I just couldn't do it anymore. The call was too strong to find my real purpose. Even then, I wasn't fully clear what it was going to be. So what happens is that within each of these triangles, these 3 aspects, there's karma, this is physical karma, talents, and goals. And the physical karma is a set of unresolved, usually past life issues that are programmed into us to create the negative context. Mine was a negative context of feeling unworthy, not being paid enough, not being valued, all those good things. And it's overcome by activating physical talents here, and they infuse into the karma. And for a good match, they transmute it into the gifts of service. If they don't, if it's not a good match, it just takes a bit longer to get through them. And as the talents get stronger, it helps you move to the goals, the dreams we have in life, in the physical realm. So this is in the physical outer world. So the energy flows from karma to talents to goals in the physical world, and then from the spiritual karma to the spiritual talents to spiritual goals. And this is a very key one, the spiritual karma, because that's one of your major spiritual gifts. Mine was to overcome disempowerment and come fully into my power to catalyze light workers to awaken. So your soul's hoping that you'll do a good job on working through the physical stuff to make a good foundation for the spiritual mission to happen. And if you consciously work through all the 6 aspects here, or help someone else work them through, then what happens is the soul destiny, the real purpose of life, starts to manifest layer by layer. It's not like some biblical slab that lands in front of you. It's like wafers of the slab. You get an awakening. It's this, and then you get another one, and then you get another one. Okay. But the more you progressively work through these here consciously, which is over time, this is time here, and this is percentage complete, you will gradually work through each of them like this, because the soul switches these aspects on and off. It emphasizes different ones at different times, depending, it could be a few days, years, or months on some aspects. It activates them, and if you consciously work them through, then you start to achieve the soul destiny or life purpose, and that's when life gets very fulfilling and satisfying. And it takes a whole lifetime to work through this, even if you know what you're doing. If you don't have this, then it's really tricky, because it's like driving in the dark, where you're hitting things all the time and going down the wrong street. So this provides an invaluable tool for spiritual seekers to actually focus on what's really important, and very specifically laser focus, and then get on with it, on how to actually move forward. So, don't know who hasn't had a reading. That's a good question. I'll do a quick reading. You have to turn your microphone and ask me. Angela, you have to turn your microphone on. Have you not had a reading, Angela?
I've had a sort of reading. It's nothing like I assume yours would be, having been reading the book and finding all that juicy depth in there. But and also I have my own thoughts about what I've experienced before, about when you have changed a name from the original birth name, about whether the percentage of that original vibration, whether that shifts and changes as you have, how should we say, used that new overlay name for much longer.
Your birth certificate name,
yeah, is
like the cake of your life, and that keeps continuing to create your life. But if you have another name, like a current name or a married name or a shortened name,
birth certificate name.
Pardon?
That's my birth certificate name there, Angela Mary Heath.
Yeah, so if you use a different name, if like you Angela Del Glynn, that's like a layer of icing on the cake of your birth chart.
Yeah, I changed it in 2004.
Yeah, so what it does is it actually changes the nature of what you experience, but it doesn't take away what's in the birth certificate name.
Oh, sorry, I've made a typo there.
We'll take a quick look at your name here. So this is the software we use. So
Hang on a minute, it's not. I've just had some work done on my computer and it's not doing the N.
Okay, so let's put your name in here. And we'll have a quick look at it. We won't put your birth certificate, birth time up, because of this is a public video. Okay, so
Yeah, sure.
So we have time to do a couple of these. So, right, so we're just going to talk about your birth name, because that's what we do with this course. The course we're talking about only teaches how to do birth names, because it needs to teach you the meaning, the transmission of the 22 Hebrew numbers or letters we use here. It's one and the same thing. And that's what we do for 5 days. So we do 3 days of transmission of what it means. And the book that most of you have read is a subset of the manual of the first level workshop. We've taken some things out of it which can't be put in the public domain. They can only be taught in a training because of the heavy duty emotional nature of them. And then we spend 2 days, once you're activated in the transmission, teaching you how to hold space and deliver readings. And because you're totally in the energy for 3 days, everyone gives really good readings first time out. You'll be amazed what you can actually do with this. But it's taken 23, 24 years to figure out how to teach it. But we seem to have got it figured out. So this is your name, Angela.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give a very brief summary. So what the system has done here, just so people aren't used to it, is that it's converted Angela's name into the equivalent Hebrew sounds. Notice that some of them, like a TH, is one sound in Hebrew. That's why you can see it's a little different. And in Hebrew, numbers and letters are inherent within it. And these are the numbers that come with it. We allocate these numbers starting here in a clockwise expanding spiral around the Star of David. Okay, and we add them up. The total here is 15. There's two parts to every what these call, this is the physical karmic aspect. And so we simply go 1 plus 5 gives us 6, the other one. It's a simple reduction. And we call the other numbers out accordingly. Some numbers, like 23 becomes 5, 2 plus 3 equals 5. 5 can't reduce anymore, so we get a double number. So this means that Angela's experience in physical talents is more rigid. She has to have the energy of only a pure 5. And the meaning of the numbers comes from the soul of Moses. He channeled through Frank up for 9 months the meaning of all these numbers. And the workshop is built upon the original transmission I received from Frank when I taught this work, but it's increased enormously from nearly 50 years of clinical experience, giving thousands of readings. We've really expanded this whole thing. So we figure out all these numbers here in the same way. And then what we do is we place the physical numbers in the top half of this table, spiritual on the bottom half, and we add them up to get the 74 and the 29. So 2 plus 9 is 11. So we've got a small single digit number. Okay, 1 plus 1 is 2. 7 plus 4 is 11. So soul destiny 11, 2 sits in the middle there. Okay. And these are channel symbols that came through Frank, which have a very specific meaning, and you'll feel the energy of them if you're very sensitive, which probably most of you are. Okay. So Angela, you've put Angela Cogdelglin. Is that what you're calling yourself now?
No, it's CNG. I don't know why the N is not wanting to come out very well.
Okay.
On my keyboard.
Okay. All right. So now someone else has just arrived. Hang on. Peter Owen. Hi, Peter. So basically, this is a saying. You've been going around in circles, haven't you, Angela, trying to find out what to do in life?
Yeah.
Have you found what it is yet? Have you felt what is right in your stomach? Or are you still on this journey?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's basically to help people to reset.
From what to what?
To go back to their own beginning in this life, their early life, and to how should we say, change the patterns from their own dysfunctional childhood. Okay.
So you're a therapist, Angela, are you as well?
Yeah.
What sort of therapy? So I've got some idea what you're delivering.
Originally it's body work, but it's far more energy work now.
Okay.
Also, I do some coaching.
Okay. So the 6 here is about you learning to get focused with all those creative ideas and focusing on a couple of them, making them manifest into full completion in the physical world, rather than having too many things running at once and scattering you a bit. Has that happened in the past?
Yes, it has. It's more that because I'm into feeling everything so much,
yeah,
how distracting that energy is.
Yes. See, you're very psychic and highly intuitive, aren't you, Angela? And you need to use your intuition to function in the world. It's the first place you need to go to.
Absolutely. Yeah? Everything is, how do I feel?
Yeah. Hi, Peter. So this is saying you're here to seek the absolute truth of what happens in life. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And plus the 11 is telling me you want the absolute structure of how that truth works in life for people. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm always digging.
Yeah. We're in the right place because pretty much nearly everyone who comes on the soul contract reading training has these 2 numbers. They seek the absolute truth. They want everything.
Yeah.
And they know when they don't get it, which is what happens most of the time in this reality. And they want the total structure of how you put the whole thing together. How do you put someone's life together? How do you make it happen? Yeah?
Yeah. So I'm very much about foundations.
Yeah.
I have to see the foundation and it has to be working.
Yeah. So what happens with us is that this energy is sitting in you, each of you. It's sitting in your DNA, your energy fields. It's sitting in a substance called karmic matrix, which is a great cobweb energy, which is in the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimensions. These are the next octaves of existence above the 3rd dimension. And this contract sits in there and it radiates out to the matrix. And by the law of attraction, it creates your reality in each moment. So this work is accessing the core program the soul put in place to create the physical body, the entire life, the entire hologram. That means not the physical body that feels, but the whole reality that someone experiences, a soul experiences. So yeah, this is the very baseline of how it works. And it comes from the pure sounds of creation from ancient Hebrew, which comes out of the sound of great spirit or God and non-religious sense. A spirit, all that is creating creation. So this is, this is about, it's the absolute truth of how reality is created for an individual. That's why it's so powerful, this work. It's not been, it's not lost consciousness. It's not been diluted. Amir and I have tried to preserve Frank's original interpretations and expand it in the same spirit of them, trying to ground the language a bit more to make it more accessible, but not losing the core meaning of what this is. So this is undiluted. Everything has been left in here, and everything's been expanded vastly with this body of work and the soul contract work. So you're here to also express and get grounded in society. You make a difference out there. That's what this is saying. And this is also saying you may have had some suppression of that expression as a kid. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And this issue here is that you're here to come into your power regarding the masculine. Does that sound right?
Yeah. Now, it's only from your book that I've been picking up how difficult that challenge position is there.
Yep.
And I'm thinking, well, yeah, that feels about right for me. I tend to find the hard way to do everything. But it's also not quite as big as the karmic challenge, but not far off.
Well, this is the stuff doing it the hard way. You've had to endure a lot of hardship and big challenges. This is the real challenging one here. And have you got very strong from that, Angela?
I would say so, yes. I've been pushed to the brink a few times.
Yeah. So, and the 6 here is about, it's saying you're here to do something very creative and very specific.
Well, I am, actually.
Yeah.
I've just had some of my paintings printed up as cards and, prints, and I am really wanting to do creative stuff, but in many ways.
Yeah, so this is the artist in you as well, as the very creative being.
Yeah.
So the overall purpose of this life is to, through working through all these other aspects, this is a very quick reading, so I want to do a couple of the other guys here. So you're here to find your own unique structure of truth, to take all these ideas and concepts that come to you, build your own unique structure of truth, so that you can then take that truth out and support other people and share that truth as a master teacher with them. And you're just interested in a very cutting edge truth here, aren't you?
Yeah.
And you want to do it in a very creative way and grounded way. In total.
Right, yeah, I don't take instruction from too many teachers.
Yeah. Well,
I just keep coming back to your stuff.
Yeah, well, see, the thing is here, you probably know better than most of the people you've been taught by as a teacher, so it's hard to do that when you can feel there's more to it. Yeah. And the 3 is about seeking great depths of truth. Yeah. Okay, that's what the 3 is about.
And every time I get my cards out, this keeps coming up that I must pursue it more.
Oh, well, could be time.
Yeah.
So you know how you guys have probably felt that the transmission of the book is very strong? Okay, because the book contains the sounds of God, basically, which is why the book is so powerful. Okay, and the intention was that the book is a portal, which is the way the cover is designed the way it is, to transmit the work, to draw the right people, to engage with the work, okay, and take it out to the world. Okay, and the training is an initiation and an activation. It takes you beyond the book. You actually become it after the first 3 days. And what we do is that we actually give readings on your friends and family, and we teach the meaning of it, not by going through all the interpretations in detail. We teach it by giving readings on your friends and family to cover all 22 numbers. And because it's real people and you're talking about your friends and family, everyone gets it. So by the time you leave the workshop, you know what all the numbers mean because you've become it. Okay, you don't You don't have to memorize the manual, you become it. And then the last 2 days are where you transmit the work. Because you've been activated to it, you actually transmit for 2 days by giving and receiving readings with each other. And we teach you how to hold space, and it's quite amazing what happens. So you actually leave the workshop being able to hold space and deliver readings after 5 days of this vast body of knowledge. Obviously, you've got to practice for a while, but you've got activated into the absolute truth of, you know, what it is to be human in this reality, and to awaken someone so they can actually discover that truth, so they can get on with their life. Okay. So, PJ, do you want to switch on? We'll do your chart. Thanks, Angela.
Thank you.
Where are you, PJ? Coming up. Yeah.
Hi there.
Hiya. Okay, you're on. So what's your we'll put this one here as the current name. So what's your birth name? You gonna put it up there for me? Here it is. Got it.
Okay.
Thank you. Paste it in here. I won't put the birth date. What? Okay, we put the 25th. I've been doing this nearly 30 years. I never get bored doing this. It's just fascinating.
I'm sorry?
It's just fascinating what comes up in charts, because you never see the same chart ever again. So PJ, what question do you have about your life? The one question, if there's one question that could be answered, what would that be?
What do I do now?
All right. Well, give me a brief summary of where you are now so we can figure out what you should be doing next.
Okay. Well, I would say I'm in a transition.
There we go. Sounds not too good. Say it again. Yeah, try again. Yeah, I'm not hearing you, PJ. Maybe switch your video off. Yeah, try now. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
That's much better.
Okay, great. I switched over to my phone. My computer was shutting down on me.
Okay, so start from the top. Brief summary of where you are in life now so we can figure out what's going to happen next.
Okay, right now I would say in midlife, no career going at the moment. My previous career ended abruptly.
Yep.
And just trying to decide what to do for the second half.
All right. So what was the previous career, just briefly, so I got some context?
I was a college instructor.
Okay. All right. So this chart here is telling me you're seeking out the absolute truth and cutting edge knowledge. And so you got another 11 too, and you want this absolute structure of truth. Okay, just like Angela, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You're here to come into your power so you can empower others. And you're here to, hang on, are you there, PJ? You are.
I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah, okay. Is a video too demanding on your phone, is it?
Oh, let's see.
Hang on.
I don't know if you can see me. I don't know what the video looks like.
Yeah, try that. A little button should come up.
Okay.
There you go. Okay. So you're here to find inner peace by walking away from conflict.
Mm.
You're here to heal the wounded heart to show your authentic self. And you're here to work with groups of people, which is why you are training to be a college. You trained as an instructor, okay? So you can actually be with people. And you're here with a 14-5 to mirror back to people parts of themselves they haven't seen. So you're here to awaken others. So I would say some sort of facilitation, empowering role is what you're here to do with groups of people. Okay. And show them what they haven't discovered yet. That's why you're here. How does that sound?
I had an inkling it was something like that.
Yeah. And the more you heal your own heart from whatever disempowerment you've been through and suppression of your truth, the more, which is the 7, the more you drop the facade of the 7, which is that one there, and show the real you and heal the wounded heart, the more you will attract that very reality to you. Okay.
And I noticed that there's 2 double 7s.
Yes, 2 double 7s here, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is saying the talent, you have a talent to be really good with people. Are you really good at parties? Are you the life of the party?
I used to be.
Yeah. College party, yeah. So, but there's a party which is very good with people, very open-hearted. You can create networks and connect people out.
Mm-hmm.
There's another party which is very shy, wants to hide away and be in isolation.
Yes.
So this part here becomes this part here. So your job is to move out of the isolation consciously, because then the new life you desire will turn up, because you have to turn up and show yourself. You have to magnetize it with an open, healed heart to draw the life you desire to you. You have to be seen by the matrix, seen by the world. And that's the key to the whole thing, actually. And the way to do it is to heal any remaining disempowerment you may have, whatever happened in childhood or work or whatever, to heal that. Because that's what broke your heart, the disempowerment you had. Okay? There's always one trigger number, so that does that. Okay?
And is that the 7?
The 9. The 9's the key one.
Oh, the 9. Okay.
Because that's disempowering your dragon. Then that breaks the heart here. Then you go into hiding. Then you sort of start hiding in a cave in India from everybody.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I moved a long way away.
Yeah, you did. You did.
And been hiding, yes.
You've been hiding, trying to come out of hiding. So.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right. Any questions, people, on that? Just the process there. No? Okay. So.
You mentioned there's always one trigger number.
There's usually one thing which triggers the whole way the chart works. It's usually a power number, like a 9 or a 10, 1 or a 5. There's something which is going to suppress power, suppress truth, disempowerment of some sort, and that leads to unworthiness, broken hearts, all sorts of things like that. And we do in the trainings, we teach you to find out where did it all start, because once you get to the beginning of it and work on that, then you can unravel all the karmic stuff in someone's life, and they can get their life back. So this stuff's not in the book. Okay, so we teach you how to layer this.
But the way you just described it, it rang bells with me in terms of human design. And of course, that's also partially rooted in the Kabbalah. And I'm thinking this must be where there's an overlap.
Well, there are. I mean, this is Kabbalistic numerology we're dealing with here. Right. Okay. So these are the 22 pathways on the tree of life that you're dealing with here. Okay. And human design complements the soul contract work very well, because so the soul contract work is like, here's the map of where you need to go in life. Okay, and human design says here's the type of vehicle you're going to travel in, how you're going to use your vehicle to actually get there. Okay, that's how the two mesh together.
Yeah, and when I look at a human design chart, I don't want to have the facts with me. I want to feel it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think
so the two together are very powerful. And if you toss in astrology, then you pretty much got everything you need to actually help someone move forward. Yeah. Any other questions, people, on that? No? Okay. So I want to get to webinar here. So that's how the taster reading works. So how can it help you? You know, why learn this work at another level? Some people read the book in about 48 to 24 to 72 hours is the average read time of the book. Some people don't sleep for 24 hours, I discovered, because they want to, once they got the book, they want to finish it. So how could that help you, this work? A lot of you are therapists. Well, what it does is it gives you the immediate spiritual map of someone's life on the spot. So you have an immediate, profound understanding of their issues. You'll know more about them than their mum and dad ever did, immediately. And you can use this work as a framework to encompass all your other therapies and experience that can accurately guide you through the work. And because when a client realizes that you know everything about them, what happens is that very powerful truth of it just slices through all the ego illusion and resistance, and people just surrender and they open to you as a therapist. It builds immediate trust because they can't hide anymore, and the ego spent its whole life trying to stop that person finding the truth, and you just blew it out in the water. Which means you can actually get on and do some useful work with someone. Okay, so you basically are building immediate trust, and you get much better and faster results. And clients come back because they realize Angela just knows how I tick, so let's just get on with it. Okay, so there's no need to spend a lot of time diagnosing and figuring it out. It's all there in the chart. It's all laid out. It's quite straightforward, really. But people have to be ready to hear this truth. It's very powerful, and if someone's not ready, it can just be too much, overwhelming for the ego. But usually only people turn up who are ready to hear your truth, the truth of what you have to say. But it gets results, which is the main thing. It allows you to focus, okay? It allows you to focus all your existing tools in a very specific way, because we give, as you know in the book, there's a lot of recommendations. You can apply the specific tools you have for each number in a very specific way, depending where someone is in their life. Okay, so it's not guesswork. It's very precise. It's precision therapy, basically, so that they can actually move forward. You can give them a priority. Depending on what they're presenting to you, what do you need to work on? And here's how you do it. Here's the first step. Here's the second step. Then they can see progress, and people get encouraged. Okay, I can move forward now. I can get my life to happen. And it's exciting because some people give up on life because it is very challenging down here. But when you give them the tools to break through that challenge layer by layer with some persistence, then they get the sparkle back in their eye. They realize anything's possible within the flow of their contract. So people get pretty enthusiastic when they realize they can break through stuff like this. So on the training, I think I've pretty much said this. You're going to learn about yourself and everyone else. We use case studies of friends and family to teach it to you, which makes it really interesting, especially when you see people's reaction when you explain their parents and their relationships, because you learn a lot from that. We help you open your channel and your intuition. It's quite straightforward because you're sitting in this powerful energy of truth for 5 days, and everyone turns out to be a very good reader by the time we finish with you. Okay, so it's total immersion. Okay, and it's a full body transmission of the work you get. It reawakens the memory. So some practitioners have been given readings from the book, quite good ones, but this takes them to another level totally. Okay, when we actually do it. And the idea is that, my mission is to basically awaken as many light workers as possible to help ascend the planet in consciousness. So we do our best to help you reach as many people as possible by training you thoroughly. Okay, we have ongoing professional development. There's a Facebook support group. We do master classes. That seems to be replacing this mentoring program here, really. And there's a global community of practitioners who some are extremely experienced who can help you as well as you get underway with this work. Okay. So here's what your clients will get. People get a deep feeling of peace when they hear the truth. That it's very profound and accurate sort of reading, and they can see there's an order to the craziness I've been through. I didn't get off at the wrong planet, or my life is not some huge cosmic mistake. That's what I used to think. Okay. And so basically what it does is that it takes those who felt disempowered or felt like victims of their life, and they can actually start to take charge and actually take control of their life and move forward on their true purpose. And that's amazing to see people really turn around with this work. I mean, they've got to do the work, but at least they're doing the right thing. with this soul contract work. So what you're really doing is that someone's sort of going along in life like this, okay, and then but they were meant to go, say, over here. Their true purpose was somewhere over here. So what you're actually doing is you're aligning them, you're moving them, you're aligning them to their soul purpose. And when you do that, life starts to open and flow much more. It's more graceful, more fulfilling. Because most of the time we're functioning on the human ego, what it thinks it should do, rather than what we feel we should do, based upon the flow of the soul through the heart. Okay, so you're helping them open into that connection. You're helping them, and you're also opening to a deeper level of yourself in transmitting this work. It's really satisfying seeing people align to their purpose and actually get some results in life after a lot of struggle for most of us down here. The reason it's so intense emotionally is because it goes into our cellular memory, which then goes into the cellular memory of the soul, so the learning goes very deep. Okay, so yeah, you'll prepare and get readings in the group so you can start to deliver them soon after the workshop, and you need to practice with it, but spend a bit of time doing that and dedicate it yourself to that and get it embedded, especially in the first couple of months. Then it's yours to keep forever as long as you use it. Okay, any questions so far on that? Oh yeah, there's a question here. Yeah, I think I've got Ajante. I hope I said that right. We teach you how to use this work, deliver the charts manually. Okay, we teach you so you don't need the software initially. We teach you how you can do it manually without using the software. But once you've done it, once you learn how to do it with like that, everyone uses the software because it's much faster and more accurate than doing it by hand. But you will be taught the full principles of how it works. So if your laptop's not working, you can still do it on the back of a napkin. Okay. Are there any other questions from people before we go any further? No? Okay, so here's how it works. I think I've said some of this already. So it's 5 full days, 8 hours a day. It's like 4 1.5-hour slots. We have a couple of 20-minute breaks. We have about an hour and a quarter meal break. So this is the times again: 12:30 to 8:30 UK time, 7:30 to 3:30 Eastern, 4:30 to 12:30 p.m. Pacific, and if you're in Europe, it's 1:30 to 9:30 p.m. Central European time. The deposit is about $229 UK, about 300 US. The full price, which in the total price, okay, deposits included in that is about over 600 UK, about $800 US. But what happens is that if you're getting into this, you'll soon pay that off through readings. It doesn't take long, okay? So you're Joanne. The next one is 25th to 29th of October. So in about a month's time. We run them twice a year. So this, okay? And if you're interested, just go to soulcontractreadingtraining.com and you'll find a lot more information about the training there. Okay? So, and the next one after September, I don't know yet. It's probably going to be maybe March or March-ish, approximately. We haven't set the schedule for next year yet. So are there any other questions or comments about that? Some of you guys would seem pretty interested, so this is a good time to ask me. So about the training itself or how you can use it out there. Angela, you want to say something to me?
Yeah. From what I've gathered, it's not easy to get people to pick up on the stuff here, the soul contract information.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Just can you Give me an example so I can answer that.
Trying to publicise this as a subject is actually quite difficult. And I've been, delving into the world of marketing for the last year or two. And it's quite an art form, I think, to actually try and put this subject material out there and get people to pick up on it.
It's not that hard. I'll show you how you do it. Okay. So we don't teach you how to market this on the training. Okay. All right. We give you some ideas, but that's a whole course in itself. But essentially, I'll show you. And we as therapists usually aren't great business people or marketing people because our core skill is delivering truth and healing. So you need to learn a bit about marketing, okay? All right. All right, so I'll talk about that briefly here, just so you know, this is the other piece of which you need to actually put together when you actually do this work. So essentially, when you market something like this, okay, is that you've got to appeal to what someone's need is here, understand their life, work through challenges, express strengths and dreams, achieve a deeper soul purpose, okay, create better relationships. Then you tell them what you're going to deliver to them, which is that, what the system is. And then we talk about what it will do for them here, the benefits. Okay, so appeal to their need, talk about the process, okay, tell them what they're going to get, recommendations to move forward, okay, achieve maximum potential in life, place their life experiences in perspective. So you need a bit of marketing training, Angela, really, to answer that.
I'm doing that.
Yeah, but we do have a colleague of mine, Jenny, who actually is trained in marketing and is a subcontract practitioner. She runs marketing courses, so we've got a program where you just flow you into that if you're interested. So, and she can help you develop your whole business and think about the proper processes for developing it. So you can take the enthusiasm you have and passion and turn it into something which can be actually practically delivered to people and pay your bills.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's a whole skill in itself. So we've thought about that.
It's just been like a rebirth, trying to actually draw it out of myself because I'm not used to shouting to the world, this is what I do.
I know, well, she can teach you how to do that. Okay. Yeah. And it's okay because we all got to pay the bills. You know, even I got to pay bills. So you got to, if you don't do it properly, you don't pay the bills.
Exactly.
So yeah, we have all that available as well. So you've got the whole package. You've got the cutting edge tool, plus you've got the means of delivering it, which is marketing, running a business properly, and being your authentic self, finding out what is your gift, what's the sweet spot of what you love to do, what are the sort of people you love to work with, and then creating a business around that. So she teaches you how to do that sort of thing. Okay. Any other questions of any kind about the course or the work here? Don't be shy. That's what I'm here for. Michelle, if you want to unmute. Okay.
Yeah, I do actually. Do you have people doing this around the world in other languages? Just a question.
Yes, we have French, German, Swedish practitioners, Japanese practitioners.
Okay, so it's everywhere really, sort of thing. They sort of just do the training in English and then, put it into their own language or their second language.
We have a whole module on phonetics, how to convert it into different languages.
Yeah.
We have a video training on that, so because it's everywhere now, the stuff. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Okay, so PJ, you've asked the question, how long do you spend with each client on average? For a birth chart reading is about an hour of preparation. Well, you guys will probably do 2 hours initially, then about an hour of delivery for a birth chart reading. And that's about as much as most people can handle because you're blasting them with pure truth. So they're going to feel windswept by the time you finish with them because it's transmitting from their higher selves having a conversation with your higher self, and basically it's channeling through you and you're transmitting what that person needs to hear in that moment. So it's not about delivering data, it's about delivering a transmission of awakening that's perfect for them in that moment, which is what I teach you to do. Okay. You can try and read for others if you only read the book, but the course will give you all the structure to take it several quantum leaps beyond what the book does. You can still do a good reading of the book. So I teach you actually how to hold space, how to prepare. You get fully activated into the energy, which is the key thing is actually transmitting to the person. Not what you say, it's what you transmit energetically, which awakens them in that moment. And that's a magic moment when they awaken and the penny drops. Okay, so the training is offered in person. There's another question for Ajante. Is offered in person in Walton-on-Thames, Surrey, England. Okay, it's KT13 in terms of postcodes. And then it's offered on Zoom like this because it's a global training. So you're welcome to come and be with me personally if you want. But the majority of people will be online because they're not even in England. It's a global training. But you would need to have your own laptop because you have to be able to communicate with everyone else on the course. Okay. So we often do a hybrid, but most of the time it's purely online nowadays because people, it's a lot more cost effective because you've carved your cost by not having to travel. So follow-up sessions, PJ, you asked a question here. After initial reading, what usually happens is a client will ask you, okay, they'll say, Sophie, you're giving me a reading. They'll say, tell me about my husband, my kids, my family, my secret lover, or my best friend. So that's level 2 where we talk about relationships. That'll be the next question. Then they'll also say, how do I heal all the issues that have come up? So therefore, for those of you who are healers, you apply whatever healing modalities you have. So it builds repeat business because the framework of the soul contract is holding the client and you're progressing them through their contract each time you work with them. Michelle, you've asked a question. Do you meditate on charts for delivering the readings to the clients, at least at the beginning? Yeah. What I actually do is I just meditate on the charts you've just seen there. I just close my eyes. I just feel my way into the client's energy. It talks to me, the chart. I don't actually write anything down in interpretations anymore. I just feel them at least 2 or 3 days before the reading. Then it uploads to my subconscious. When it comes to the reading, I just know what to say to them. That's actually how the experienced readers do it. They actually don't write anything down anymore. Because there's 3 transmissions of this, and by the time you hit the 3rd one, they say, don't need to read the manual, Nicolas. They have become it. And it just comes out of them. That's actually how it works. So Ajante, yes, you can be in Berlin. It's only an hour ahead, so it'll be 1:30 to 9:30 on the course. You can be comfortable at home. If you've got kids, you look after the kids in the breaks or whatever it is. You just live your normal life, okay? What do you mean? Can you explain that, Michelle? You said, I mean when you have the numbers, but then have to analyze each client. Do you want to just switch on?
It's okay. You answered my question. It's fine.
Okay.
That was with reference to the last. Yeah.
All right.
No worries.
All right. So yeah, usually this work is what you do at the beginning of a sequence with a new client because it lays out the whole context of what you're going to work with. Probably cover quite a long period of time. That's when you do it because you're always referring back to it every time they work with your other modalities. Where are they in progressing through the contract? So it's very useful for that. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Got some good questions here, guys. No other questions? Okay. All right. Well, thank you everybody for coming. I'll send the video out next couple of days, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoyed tonight. I hope it gives you some feel. And if any of you are interested in coming on the training, just feel free to email me on nicholasdirect3@centerforconsciousascension.net, or if you want to have a Skype call or Zoom call to ask any more questions. It'd be great to see you on the course. If it opens your heart and the flow is there, it's time to come, or maybe later. It's whenever you're ready. So Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you very much for coming. It's been a great turnout. Okay. Bye.